And we're live. We're here.
All right, we're here.
I'm tired, Grandpa.
I'm tired. Hold on, sorry. First hail YouTube of the day. we'll get the other 19 later.
This is when I normally crack a beer, but I'm out of beer, so.
How's everyone doing today? We are back with more Zur Scale, and it's Final Fantasy X. That's all I really need to care about.
Yeah, we finally made it to the second most depressing game in the series.
Woo! Depressing in all the right ways.
Yes, sir.
If anybody happened to see my Blue Sky post about it, yeah, no, I can't really be completely unbiased with Final Fantasy X, but I sure can't be disappointed. We'll talk about that, though.
Jason's gonna be rating these pretty harshly. Like this first one here. Auron. Hey, this guy's a badass.
Look at master, my boy! Okay.
Jason, this guy's a badass. I don't know what you're talking about. Look at him. He's just such a Chad.
Yep. We're on Venerated Guardian. 3 and a white. 2/5. Legendary creature. Human Spirit Samurai. Spoilers. Vigilance. Shooting Star. Whenever Auron attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it. When you do, exile target creature defending player controls with power less than Auron's power until the battlefield. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's just
fine.
You know, throw some equipment on him. He'll remove a creature every turn.
O-ring every turn. Sure.
Yeah. Has to attack to get the trigger, which is quite unfortunate, but...
Robo, we've already talked about Tifa.
Yeah, go away.
We're here to talk about we're here to talk about the second best game in the series, okay? And that's not 14 for anybody wondering.
Immediate chime in the 14 fans who are going to say, well, yeah, because it's number 1.
Yeah, sure. Anyways, 3?
Yeah, he's probably good enough to get the 3. He is a little bit on the slow side and not quite where I would hope the punch would be. He's just kind of medium. But he does have plenty of support for what he wants to do. You can do any form of Voltron, or just, you know, give him a little bit of haste, which you can do with equipment, which, hey, turns out you're good at supporting that in white.
I was going to say, turns out it's pretty easy to do.
There's also some cute, like, light flickery stuff you can try to do, but that seems really... That seems sus.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief. Anyways.
Right, cool. We're done.
Gatta and Luzzu, 2 and a white for a... Yeah, exactly. 2 and a white for a 1/1 legendary creature, human soldier with flash. When they enter, choose target creature you control. If damage would be dealt to that creature this turn, prevent that damage and put that many 1/1 counters on it.
This
So
a bit of a nothing of a commander.
It technically has an infinite activated ability thing.
Yep.
But, like, since you don't have counter doublers in mono white, it doesn't just win.
Yeah. So the specific thing is Gatta and Luzzu, if you have it come down and you select Walking Ballista as the target and then have Ballista shoot itself, it prevents the damage, puts the counters, it can keep doing that over and over.
Yep.
But you don't do anything
Not
with that.
in mono white, you don't. You need specifically green white for that to work.
Correct. Because, like, again, relatively certain there is no way to get an additional counter, like, you know, the replacement effect of put an additional counter on that for, and just mono white. Those are all in green.
No, I mean, the normal chicaneries with Walking Ballista Heliod, but who cares? Like this, you can do that in any mono white commander.
Yeah, but if you prevent the damage, you don't gain the life. So, like...
Exactly.
Yeah, at that point, it's like, okay, if you want to do that, just put Heliod.
Yeah.
Honestly, this, you know, it's a one-time effect. It doesn't do a whole lot. You can try to do the flicker stuff. It's really it's a 1, honestly.
At least
it's really
bad.
nothing. Like, I I don't have anything to work with.
Lae'zel for extra counters? Okay, yeah, sure. There's the one way we can...
Okay, you have redeemed it to a 2, but it itself is a 1.
I always forget about Lae'zel being a card.
Same.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
But you can't tutor Lae'zel in this because she's 3 power.
Yep.
So like it's hard. This is hard.
You don't draw that many cards because you're mono white and your card draw is limited to once a turn.
This honestly may still be a 1.
Yeah.
Because like it says like I want to do this. I have convinced myself. And you have to try to find use out of this commander in the meantime, which is super situational and offers very little as a result. Like, Vigor is a fine card because it just sits there passively.
Yep.
It affects the whole board, not one creature at the right time.
Anyways, I'm moving on. I think it's a 1.
Yeah. Disappointment.
Lord Jyscal Guado, 1 and a white for a 2/1 legendary creature, Spirit Cleric with flying. At the beginning of each instep, if you put a counter on a creature this turn, investigate. It's like not bad.
And yeah, it's on a creature this turn, any type of counter. It's one of the Gideons, just always a creature on your turn by default. I can't remember because that would technically count. But like, yeah, it's just kind of okay.
Yeah,
it's not amazing, and we don't really convert card draw into counters super easily. And it's only on instep we get it. We investigate once a turn. Like,
yep,
it is very meh. But
kinda.
Hey, at least this is like very firmly, like, I want to be modular.
I want to be modular, and it is very firmly meh.
Very, honestly,
it may be bad.
it's
probably bad.
It's a 2/1. It's a card draw. No, it's 2s.
Okay.
It's 2s. I can't. It doesn't have the support. That's part of the issue.
But don't worry, Jason. The next commander is here to save our Zur Scale. It's Lulu, the belt queen herself.
Just the golf girlfriend.
Lulu Stern Guardian, 2 blue for a 2/3 human wizard. Whenever an opponent attacks you, choose target creature attacking you and put a stun counter on it, and she has pay 3 and a blue to proliferate.
These commander deck ones really are not giving us much to work with.
Hey, this is a great support piece, though. I will say that. This is like
it's fine.
Exactly what I want to do. To repeatable proliferation for mana? Absolutely.
Yeah. Repeat proliferation. Where's she fall on the waifu scale? I mean, I'm not going to say she's one of the OGs, but she is one of the OGs.
She's pretty high up there, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We got waifu 1 through 3 last stream, right? Well, this will be number 4.
Waifu number 4! So, as you were mentioning the, being a good support piece, I was like, yeah, this is actually something I would want in a Planeswalkers deck.
Yep.
Like, Super Friends actually wants this because it doesn't have, like, most of the most of the Ghostly Prison effects don't affect Planeswalkers. This affects you, so never mind. It doesn't really work, even then.
I mean, it is, at the worst, it is pay 4 mana, proliferate. That's
yeah, we have one
good.
of those. Yeah, this one's legendary, and it's, it is the right stat line for tutoring in white and stuff like that, so, like, it merits to not the commander of its own deck.
Anyways, as her own Gunner material, 2?
She goes high on that, but, yeah, as a commander,
pretty bad. She doesn't do enough.
She really doesn't do much of anything. There's probably some combos, you know, where you're doing some weird shenanigans, but it's like 4-card combos to try to produce infinite mana.
Yeah. Oh, Jason, you cut out there, my friend.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. So, you're gonna notice Jason's mic is doing the fucky wucky, so he may or may not cut out in the middle of stuff. Don't worry.
Yeah. My computer's being a little odd today. We're hoping for the best.
So long as we don't lose his beautiful face, we'll be okay. We're just gonna nod.
Yeah, all you need is...
We're gonna nod. Give him some thumbs up when he's trying to talk.
I took theater classes. I can do this. And I will say she at least has some flexibility for just various counter decks, but yeah, they're just not very good.
Speaking of flexibility for various counter decks, Wakka, Traveling Merchant, 1 and a blue for a 1/2 legendary creature, human cleric. With tap, remove a counter from a non-land permanent you control, draw a card.
Okay.
We actually are working with something here, Jason.
Having this effect in the command zone is very relevant. Sagas are the easy winners here. Just being able to like tutor a card every turn off of Urza Saga or get the ultimates out of your sagas is quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
Not the strongest card. It's still mono blue sagas. Hey, this is, if you were going to do a mono blue proliferate, it's really nice, actually.
This is actually solid. Makes your deck kind of function.
Yeah, it's decent. I do not think it is particularly strong still.
No, but I think it gets up to a 3.
Yeah, it's somewhere in the 3-4 territory. I think it maybe is a 4. It is just, comes down turn 2, does a thing.
Trekkie,
yeah, -1.
-1 on all your Jaces to draw a card seems pretty good to me.
Yeah, right. Like, I think there's enough there. I will say that I'll probably give it the rating where it's like, normal rating is a 4, optimized is 4. Wakka's power itself is probably a 3.
Mm-hmm.
The support is just actually that high for this type of thing, whereas Lulu support is a little more awkward. But you are in a much more narrow deck than what Lulu would want.
Yep.
So, yeah. Seems like 4s to me. Kind of squeaking in there, though.
Anyways, right. Give it up for Jailbait.
Woo! Let's go, Jailbait! All right. Rikku, Resourceful Guardian, 2 and a blue for a 2/3 legendary creature.
Oh.
Whenever you put 1 or more counters on a creature, until end of turn, that creature can't be blocked by creature. And you can steal. Pay 1 generic mana and tap Rikku. Move a counter from target creature an opponent controls onto... Activate only as a sorcery.
Yeah, so Jason cut out pretty bad. I'm just going to be doing all the card reading from here on out.
I'm sad now.
Yep. TLDR, she put counter on thing, make thing unblockable. You can pay 1 and tap, steal a counter. There you go.
Mm. It's okay.
It's fine. I mean, yeah. Unblockable whenever you put a counter on something's not hard. Mm-hmm. So, but it's not like, it's still kind of in the meta bad.
Yeah. We still have our, Chasm Skulker type cards out there. 20 Toto is interesting here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just kind of fine. It's probably about a 3. It lets you enable your other card draw things a little bit more. But it's a bit rough.
Yeah, you know what else is pretty rough? Our next card. Limited All-Star Jecht Reluctant Guardian. 3 and a black for a 4/3 human warrior with menace. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you may transform him. Or exile it, then transform him into Vraska's final Aeon. Chapter 1 and 2 are each opponent discards a card, you draw a card. Chapter 3 is each opponent sacrifices 2 creatures of their choice. And for 1 turn, he is a 7/7 with Menace.
Yep.
Notably, he doesn't return to the battlefield front side up like every other legendary creature that transforms into a saga.
Yep. Yeah, he's, okay. I hate to say it, but there's really not much merit to playing Jecht.
Nope.
On the front side, he's a 4-mana creature that does nothing.
Yep.
On the back side, he makes all of your opponents discard a card, and you draw 2 cards. And then, yes, the double edict is kind of nice. He may eat some removal in the meantime. He's just not doing enough, and it's so slow.
Just not good, is what you need to say. Just plain dog water in Commander is what you need to be saying.
Yeah, honestly, he's kind of close. He's a 1 or a 2.
Wherever he's even at in here. There he is. I'm going to put him in 1. This card's actively really bad. Don't play it, please.
Yeah, it's just so slow. It's like, reanimating him isn't even worth it.
Dream Daddy's power really doesn't do much outside of Christmas Dreamland. True. And even then, it's not even Christmas Dreamland.
Alright, next one.
Seymour Flux, 4 and a black for a 5/5 Spirit Avatar. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may pay 1 life. If you do, draw a card and put a 1/1 counter on Seymour Flux. Once again, too fucking slow. 1.
I'll give it a 2 because it's at least like it's scaling and drawing cards. But it is just Phyrexian Arena on a commander.
For 5 mana.
For 5 mana. Yeah, like, it's really not good.
It's really bad.
Just saying, we are not off to a good start here with Final Fantasy X.
And don't worry,
Feels rough.
We're gonna continue on our bad streak here. With Maester Seymour, 2 and a green for a 1/3 human elf cleric. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a number of 1/1 counters equal to Maester Seymour's power on another target creature you control. He has Monstrosity X, where X is the number of creatures you control, or the number of counters among creatures you control, for 3 green. 2?
Probably a 3.
Okay.
It comes down, immediately gets 1 counter, because you probably ramped with with an elf, right?
Yep.
On the following turn, you play your 4 or 5 power creature, it gets 5 counters, it swings for 7. And then you can monstrous it on the following turn, and that does just kill somebody.
Sorry, I'm seeing hilarious.
Oh no, you saw the Seymour. You saw more.
More these nuts.
Yeah, I think this gets an unimpressive 3.
Sure. We got Tromell. Seymour is at Butler, 2 and a green for a 2/3 legendary creature. Elf Advisor. Each other non-token creature you control enters with an additional 1/1 counter on it. He has tap, pay 1 tap, proliferate X times, where X is the number of non-token creatures you control that enter this turn. This like actually is pretty spicy, as just a card in general.
That's not bad. Get your creatures, have counters come onto them. Proliferate X. You can pretty easily proliferate once every turn, and you're got plenty of things to proliferate in green.
Yep.
Doubling seasons deck kind of thing, but not quite, but close enough. It's just a fine 1/1 counter stack, probably a 4.
Probably a 4. Slightly below average.
Something. It's fine. He's just a little guy.
I do definitely think it's a good... You should probably have this in your 1/1 counters 99 of all those decks. So
Yeah, this is a very reasonable card to put in the 99. It's also, like, this is an elf.
Yep. That,
like,
unironically, that goes in every elf ball deck, probably. At least all
yeah,
the low power ones. The mid to low power ones.
Yeah, Auron did the same thing, so, like, it's fine.
Yep. Anyways, we got Tidus Blitzball Star. 1 white blue for a 2/1 human warrior. Whenever an artifact you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on Tidus. Whenever Tidus attacks, tap target creature and opponent controls. Signpost, uncommons, here we go. 2, baby.
This is... I give credit to making a lot of things, and as a result, swole. But, like...
Chunky lad.
Come on.
Chunky lad.
You couldn't, like, give him a Blitzball or something so he at least instantly triggers himself? Like... Come on.
Alright, we're gonna have to BRB real quick. I gotta go find an image coming up here shortly.
Uh-oh. I'm scared.
You should be. You should be terrified.
What are you gonna do?
I gotta scroll up through my friend's spoiler chat here. It's somewhere in here, I swear.
That'd be quick.
There she is.
Ah. Well, you might be skipping one, but...
Oh, no. I'm just getting it pulled up for later, you see.
Okay. I see.
Yeah.
I understand.
Alright, we're back.
Chat, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's very appropriate for 2 commanders from now.
Mm-hmm.
We got Shelinda, Yevon's Acolyte. Green-white for a 2/2 legendary creature human cleric. With lifelink. Whenever another creature you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on that creature if it has power less than Shelinda's power. Otherwise, put a 1/1 counter on her. Solid.
It's...
2 mana bears that get bigger.
She gets bigger, like, twice, is my thing. And then she gets a counter onto each other token, basically, because it's tokens. Like, this is a tokens deck.
This is a tokens deck.
This is tokens and counters in green-white, and honestly, like, that's a fine spot to be.
Probably like an average deck.
It feels more below average for me.
I'm not gonna argue with you on that, but it's like, it's in this 4-5 range.
I guess relevantly, do we need to talk about the potential for combos with persist things here, or no?
No, I think we're good. 4.
Yeah, I don't see enough of it here for me to worry about it. So, yeah, I'm gonna give it the 4.
Yep. We got Wakka, Devoted Guardian for 2 green and white for a 4/4 human warrior. Reach trample. Whenever Wakka deals combat damage to a player, destroy up to 1 target artifact that player controls and put a 1/1 counter on Wakka. And then he has Blitzball Captain at the beginning of your end step. If a counter was put on him, put a 1/1 counter on each other creature you control. So basically, your entire gameplay just becomes this. That's all you need to know about this card. Hey, old Britta.
Yeah.
We gotta get the out bed, Britta.
Oh, God. Okay. Mr. Hates Technology over here. Okay, so, really the context here is more along the lines of how good put a 1/1 counter on Wakka, end of turn, put a 1/1 counter on each other creature you can for all of your triggers and such like that. That's honestly pretty solid.
Yeah, it's like...
And if you snipe an artifact here or there, that's pretty nice. You may get one of those every game. Maybe one or two.
You probably get two.
Yeah, like, this is honestly fine. It's probably an average deck.
And also, he has relevant keywords. Reach Trample. Like, that is two very relevant keywords to have on a creature that wants to get bigger.
I agree. It's kind of a generic 1/1 counters deck with a little bit of range to it.
Alright. We got some standard Magic the Gathering spice here. Coming up hot with Yuna, Hope of Spira. 3 green-white for a 3/5 human cleric. During your turn, Yuna and enchantment creatures you control have Trample, Lifelink, and Ward 2. At the beginning of your end step, return up to 1 target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it.
Good.
Just good.
This is just good.
This is just good.
Like, yes, you will struggle to put things into your graveyard a little bit, but, like, this is your Saga's commander.
Yep.
Like, I like this way more than, like, every other green-white Saga's.
You know what else it interacts with? Overlord of the Mistmoors and Overlord of the Hauntwoods. I heard those are pretty good Magic the Gathering cards.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm putting it at a 6.
Yeah, it's probably about a 6.
It is just better than an average deck. There we go. There's the...
She make a good card better.
Yep. That's all I gotta say.
Also, again, green being the color that's really good at self-milling now as well. Like...
Sure.
Relevant.
We got... Kimahri. Valiant Guardian for 2 green-blue... 3/3 Cat Warrior with Vigilance. He has Ronso Rage. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may put a 1/1 counter on him. If you do, he can become a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except he still has this ability, is still named Kimahri, and has Vigilance.
Yes. Also, you missed the part of, like, tapping a creature an opponent controls.
Oh. Whoops.
Nothing. Relevant. I mean,
This is good.
solid. Yeah, just solid. Becomes like
It's just another
just gets-
Sakashima effect, except, you know, it gives us an extra color.
Yes, although it's so you have to tap a creature an opponent controls and become a copy of that creature.
Yeah.
So this does depend on what your opponents are playing, which is not the best spot to be. But also, like, just fine.
I don't know. If I'm playing against an Atraxa, which is surprisingly likely, like, that's a pretty damn good creature to tap and have Kimahri become.
I mean, yeah, both the 4 and the
Yeah.
and 7 mana ones. There's plenty of solid creatures that just offer you some value that are, like, perfectly fine. Like, let's say you're copying Caesar, for example. Sure, like, I'll just sacrifice a creature, draw some cards, make some more dudes. I'll swap over to becoming whatever my opponent's next best creature is.
Yep.
It's solid. It's fine. It's not super impressive.
I feel like this is just Simic Voltron if you ever wanted a Simic Voltron.
Yeah. It's like probably a 4.
Yep.
I do wish he was more impressive, though.
I do too. Boy, I'm so not prepared now that I have to talk.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
you're good. Forgot there was a Simic Sin. How could I forget?
I mean, it do be forgettable.
This is Sin, Unending Cataclysm, 5 green-blue for a 5/5 Leviathan avatar. Flying Trample. As Sin enters, remove all counters from any number of artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. Sin enters with X/1/1 counters on it, where X is twice the number of counters removed this way. Then when Sin dies, put its counters on target creature you control. Then shuffle this card into its owner's library, which means you just tuck it away.
Yeah. Summarizes the bracket 3 experience pretty well, I guess.
Pretty much.
Like, it's fine.
It's
You're
okay,
just doing
I
your
guess.
own- It's a big 1/1 counters commander where you just suck up all your own 1/1 and double them into extra big, and maybe you kill somebody.
There's also
And
7 mana to get this ball rolling.
yeah, and occasionally you will accidentally hate out your opponent by eating all of their counters as well.
It doesn't even say Planeswalkers, does it?
It does not.
It's going to be slightly below average. It's still Simic. Like, there's only so bad a base Simic counters deck can get, but that's just not impressive.
All right. Hey, now we get to talk about some fun ones.
Hey, look. It's the better of the two.
It's the boy.
We got Tidus, Yuna's Guardian, Bant. For a 3/3 human warrior, he has, at the beginning of combat on your turn, you may move a counter from one creature to another creature that you control, specifically. And he has Cheer. Whenever a creature with counters on it deals combat damage to a player, proliferate and draw a card. Only happens once a turn.
It's so weird that it says to a player, but only triggers once.
They have to do it because triple proliferating would be beyond busted.
I mean, it would also just be a Timna, like,
Yeah.
already close enough.
This card is just actively really good.
That seems solid. Get some creatures with some counters on them, draw some cards, proliferate. Seems very much in the 5/6 range for me.
I think it's
I do lean more towards 5.
I lean more toward the 6. It plays a lot better than it reads just because of the cards innately just being better.
True. Yeah, I am also a resident Bant hater. Also, where the hell did my entire Bant section go? Oh, there it goes. Loading. Not happening today.
He just deleted Bant. Don't worry.
we just deleted Bant. Nobody.
But yeah,
nothing of value was lost this day.
I think Tidus is quite good. I think surprisingly 1/1 counter stacks are very fast and efficient, and any way to manipulate counters and proliferate is just good to have on a card. Yeah, it doesn't look that impressive when you first read it, but it will always end up performing better than you think it does. It's pretty much... That's going to be my spiel on like 95% of 1/1 counters commanders from now on.
Yep.
Anyways. Do I have to do this, Crush? Do I have to do this now?
Yeah.
This Yuna Grand Summoner. 1 in Bant for a 1/5 human cleric. You can tap her, add a mana of any color, and then it creates a delayed trigger of the next time a creature enters, it gets 2 additional 1/1 counters, or enters with, which is important. Whenever another permanent you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, if it had 1 or more counters on it, you may put that many 1/1 counters on target creature. Alright. So everybody's gonna go, oh my god, free from the real, oh my god, Pinham Zora. I did too, don't worry. This card sucks. This card is just actively way too fucking slow.
I think I do think the combo potential is very real. It is there. I think you should just have a deck that is just doing 1/1 counter stuff, and you have the ability to tutor out your one.
Yep.
You need it.
Yep. But
Simple as that.
Then you run into the issue of 4 mana commander that doesn't do anything till turn 5.
Mhm.
And at that point, you're almost too late to really start taking advantage of what 1/1 counter decks are actually good at, which is providing threats pretty early.
Yeah.
So,
It's a go big deck. It's okay. It's not my style thing, so I'm always kind of biased against these types of decks.
yeah, I've now played the deck like times. It has not impressed me in any game, so that's why I'm going to give it a 4. I can't go below a 4 because I just...
I think it's a 5.
I don't know. It's just it literally has underperformed in 6 to 7 games across different styles of pods. So it's like, that's where I'm like, I don't know if it's average, but...
I think because of the threat of comboing, it is relevant, and we have to put it there.
Sure.
Because you can just build the whole deck to turbo out to doing your combos, because like, yes, tutoring an artifact creature and an enchantment in my Bant deck. My, how difficult that is.
Actually surprisingly difficult if you want to have them all come in at the same time and you're not willing to separate that out over like 3 or 4 turns.
Well, that's the thing. You don't...
Yeah.
Like... It requires setup. You want to have Yuna to have haste and not be easily targeted, which requires a lot of mana without having to tap her, because you still need to get the Penum's Aura onto her and do that. Like, yeah, it requires like a minimum 7 mana to do this.
Yeah.
So, yes, that does get awkward. I agree. But still, it does just kill people.
I haven't had it personally do that. I've just died multiple times playing this deck.
Yeah, I do understand that. It's just that a lot of people are doing this combo as well.
I know.
Like it's a significant percentage of the decks. Like Walking Ballista is in 67% of Yuna decks.
I mean, to be fair, it comes in the precon.
Yeah, Freedom from Reels in 53%.
Yeah, that is your actual like people are doing this combo.
Yeah.
All right. We got the big sin. The big Mama Jamma. 4 Sultai for 7/7 Leviathan Avatar. When Sin enters or attacks, exile a permanent card from your graveyard at random. Then create a tapped token that's a copy of that card. If the exiled card is a land card, repeat the process. It also has flying, because of course it does. This card's gas. Ain't that right, Jason?
It's honestly very medium.
But like when it happens and it works, oh my god, you're like, oh dude.
It feels great. Like when you get the thing you want, when you do the landfall synergies and like, I managed my graveyard perfectly to guarantee that I'm gonna hit this card. It's just a question of how many lands, stuff like that. It's awesome.
Yeah. Too bad it's never going to play like that in actuality.
Yeah, no, it's very random, and the things coming into play tapped does matter a lot.
Yep.
Like, this is the whole reason why when I did it, I was like, I'm gonna try doing this with Planeswalker, because that's super weird. It's quirky, I know, I was trying to be different. But also because it was something that came into play tapped, it was tapped.
Yeah. So, the nice thing is, you just put a Tevol in here, or, just play Tevol as the commander. And it gives you an individual Tevol trigger each time. That is pretty nice.
Yes, repeating the process. So the thing is, this is kind of just an average deck. It's about a 5, maybe a 4, honestly, but I'd put it at 5.
Yeah, it's where I feel about it. Veggie has asked what we think about Moogles of Valor.
I don't remember what that card is.
I honestly could not tell you what that card is. It sounds like a limited card.
I can Google it.
I want to say that's the make 3 Moogles, put a 1/1 counter on Moogles or something. It's like mono white spell.
For each creature you control, create a Moogle with lifelink. Then creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn.
I was close.
Yeah, 5 mana instant that does that.
Limited card.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, it can be a really interesting top end play when you're in 5, like when you're playing a dedicated tokens deck. But I feel like
Yeah, we much rather feel like it would just be a card we want sometimes.
Reggie, if you like the idea of that Planeswalker deck, I have played it on the channel, so you can go and find our video where I played Sin.
Yep. Anyways, we got Absolute Virtue here. 6 white blue for an 8/8. Avatar Warrior, it can't be countered. That's totally nice. Flying, you have protection from each of your opponents. Notably, the Absolute Virtue does not. You do.
Yes. Okay, so like,
I don't know about this one, Chief.
It's okay.
As a card on its own, yeah, I'll agree with that.
It is definitely more of a control top end and standard sort of thing. It's it's hard to build around.
I just want to put it in bad and calling it.
Oh, yeah, it probably deserves it.
It is more redeemable than the 2 in Dog Water. But, like, not by much.
Oh, see, like, I'm thinking, like, the 3, because it does mess up a lot of people trying to kill you. It's a find removal or I will find protection sort of thing. But, like,
I don't know
at the
how
same
you're not
time,
just dying before you cast this.
well, also, like, yeah, how are you not dying before you cast this?
Like,
I mean, you're playing blue-white control, so, like, that's your whole thing, is to try not to die before you cast it, but...
I don't know about you, but unless I'm playing Flicker, blue-white control doesn't exactly work most of the time.
True. Or unless you're playing, like, Shorekai. But that's because Shorekai's gross. And the other thing on this is, okay, you fucked up your opponents well enough that they are thrown off their game. You have been board wiping and destroying things like crazy. Cool. They have been holding on to their removal because you've been doing it for them.
Yep.
It dies once on the turn that you don't have protection for it, and you're fucked.
You're not casting it again.
Yeah, I don't see it. Farewell can do a lot for you, but I don't think it...
Yeah, it doesn't do enough. Anyway, speaking of not... Well, this one might actually do something. Here's Shantotto, Tactician Magician. 1 blue-red for an 0/4 Dwarf Wizard. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, she gets +X/+0 until end of turn. And then if X is 4 or more, you draw a card. Oh, and X being the amount of mana spent to cast a spell, so it works with all your, like, kickers and tiered and all that.
Yeah.
Signpost uncommon, pretty solid.
Yeah, cast 4 mana value non-creature spells. We talked about this earlier with Tella and the Emperor Polymecia.
That's pretty easy to do.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's fine. It's not quite an average deck. I would say it's slightly below average at a 4.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's fine. You'll be able to do this. You are handicapping yourself a little bit, but maybe you just, bonk someone hard enough and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Alright. I'm just happy she got a card, guys. We got Ash, Princess of Dalamasa, 2 and a white for a 3/2 human rebel noble. When Ash attacks, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them, put it in your hand, then put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Or in a random order, not any order.
She sure did get a card, huh?
2, 3, somewhere in that range. Yeah, attack, draw a card, and you might whiff.
It's a good selection. This card as printed kind of exists in like a 2-mana creature with an ETB that's also in play in Legacy, but attacking is a lot slower than an ETB.
Yep.
And that thing scaled up whenever you played an artifact. So like,
yeah,
it's not that good.
It's just not very good.
It's probably a 2. It's decent card advantage, but it's probably a 2.
I can find it. I plagued my list by putting a bunch of 14 stuff on here, so now I have to actively dig through these. There she is. Because we'll probably end up talking about at least one of the 14 commanders, because we're going through these pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
We got Vaughn, Street Thief. 2 and a red for a 2/2 legendary creature, Human Scout. Whenever one or more scouts, pirates, or rogues deal combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library. You may cast it. If you don't, create a treasure token. Whenever you cast a spell that you don't own, put a 1/1 counter on each scout, pirate, and rogue you control.
It's okay.
I mean, seems like about the same as whatever the Mono Red Breaches was. Is that all I cared about pirates? It seems about the same. Except this one doesn't have first strike.
Yeah, that's honestly really relevant. Breaches being a 3/3 first strike was really, really important to it. Also, what is the other things that Breaches did? Makes a treasure, makes a thing can't... Oh yeah, it's whenever you attack.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to connect. And that is a pretty significant difference.
This thing just turns everything into a slightly worse Ragavan.
That it does.
Which is, I mean, Monkey's pretty damn good creature, I've heard.
Yeah. Although, again, very notably, this does not let you cast the spell spending mana as though it were mana of any color.
Yep.
You still need the actual colors of mana, which means you are not going to be casting that often.
You're not casting a spell that often. It's just like Monkey.
Well, that's really relevant because the whole, casting a spell you don't own, putting a 1/1 counter on each of your creatures so they can attack better and snowball.
Yep.
Bit rough, honestly. It's a good selection of creature types.
I was gonna say, I like that it's the triple creature type.
Yeah. Vaughn's got he's got a lot going for him. I'll acknowledge that. Maybe 4?
I was gonna say, he's the 3/4, probably a 4.
Yeah, I think he's got enough going for him. It's a little close, though. We didn't really talk about the whole cast from exile synergies as well, which that contributes to this rating.
Don't believe Ondor's lies. He's a 4. True. True. All right. We got Balthier and Fran. 1 red-green for a 4/3 human rabbit. Reach. Vehicles you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance in reach. Whenever a vehicle is crewed by Balthier and Fran, this turn attacks. If it's your first combat, you may pay 1 red-green. If you do, there's an additional combat phase after this.
Had to be a stupid vehicles deck.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, Watsy, for making me have to think about red and green, specifically vehicles. Ah, God. Alright. For those of you who don't know, vehicles are my second least favorite mechanic in the entire game, so...
Number 1 being mutate. Remember to always spin
yes.
mutate against Jason.
Thanks. I hate it. Specifically, if you ask me how your mutate cards work, I will...
Yep.
I don't want to be in a game where you don't know how your mutate work.
Yep. It's really funny because you're cutting out all the times that makes it sound like you're bleeping out things.
Neat! That's just great. Gosh.
Is there even a redeemable vehicle that, like, I care about getting in extra combat besides the Weatherlight?
Yeah, Lumbering World Wagon gets you an extra land.
The Whip gets you an extra land.
Yeah. Isuka's Chariot will get you more tokens.
It's not the worst, it's just not great.
Yeah, there's plenty of vehicles that do okay extra things when they attack or deal combat damage. That said, this is really not a great color combination for vehicles.
Yeah, I think we're missing, like, one very important color.
Their vehicles name because they're a great ship. They have a great ship! It's like... I don't like it. Okay, really the most relevant thing is this is 3 mana for an extra combat step. I just have to use a vehicle to get through to that.
Which is not bad.
Which is genuinely not bad.
Actually,
it's almost an average deck, and I hate that.
I think it is an average deck just based on 3 mana extra combat. Like, we know how abusable 1 extra combat is.
Yes. I hate their support. Like, it's terrible. But also, like, that's a good reason to play vehicles. It makes me sad. Alright.
Alright. We got Judge Magister Gabranth here for a white and a black for 2/2 Human Advisor Knight. He has a menace. Whenever another creature or artifact you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on himself. Payoff that isn't that good of a payoff. Automatic 2.
Put it in 2 so I don't have to look at it anymore.
Cool. Yeah, I'm real upset that Gabranth's card is that bad. Like, actively really upset. Because Gabranth is probably one of the coolest characters in the series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing.
Alright. Don't worry, we have typical white man here. Snow Villers. For 2 and a white, you get a star 3 human rebel monk with vigilance. His power equal to the number of creatures you control. Am I wrong about him being stereotypical white man?
No, I'm just thinking about how this man listens to Andrew Tate pod.
Yeah, he does. He absolutely listens to Andrew Tate. We don't like him. He sucks. He gets a redemption arc in Lightning Returns, but nobody played that game, so... Yeah.
I mean, honestly, here's my other thing on this. Like, this ability is not good enough for me to give this a rating. This is maybe a 3-mana 3/3 vanilla and put equipment on. Yep. I think he's a 1.
Yep.
Like, genuinely, I think he's a 1.
Okay. Now, incoming should have had partners with card. We got Fang Fearless Lassie, 2 and a black for a 3/2 human warrior. Whenever one or more cards, leave your graveyard, you draw a card and lose a life. This ability triggers only once each turn. Why the hell doesn't this have partner with?
Would have it been nice if we could.
It's like,
yeah.
We'll get to the meld part later, and technically you can run the other one as your commander and have both of them in your deck.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's still a challenge to meld something, so it's still a quest.
Sure.
The meld doesn't matter here because you can't play Vanille in your deck when Fang is your commander.
Yep.
That said, actually solid card.
Very, very surprisingly good card.
Mm-hmm. You can literally just do the Tortured Existence thing and keep drawing cards. This is really close to average.
I'm going to put it slightly below. because it does kind of need an extra color. But it's like
it would
almost
love
fair.
an extra color, but yeah, I think that's fine. I won't complain. Especially if chat can't hear me.
I just hated FF13. It sucked ass. I mean, you're kind of right and you're kind of wrong at the same time. Look,
I will say, it's not the worst Final Fantasy I've played.
Yep, I will give it that. And that's only because 2 exist.
I played 2 and I couldn't play 8. I'm sorry, just controls were bad enough. That as an actual game, I just couldn't play it. So
yeah, and translation on and story of 8's not great either. So anyway, speaking of not great, first of all, we gotta get it started at cards. Am I right, Jason?
Yep.
We got Lightning Security Sergeant, 2 in a red for a 2/3 human soldier with Menace. Whenever she deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library. You may play it for as long as you control lightning. Question.
Yes?
If she gets removed, is that card in perma exile now, even if I recast her? Okay, just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure that is a new instance of lightning and it doesn't count.
Yeah, it is a different instance of, it's a different object. So you do not get to, if lightning dies and you have to replay her, you lose access to the cards that she exiled previously. Yeah, that's probably about where she goes.
Straight to 2s. Cool, just need to get that one little clarification before I gave her a 3. Since I got the clarification, automatic 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
But don't worry, Jason. We got the one redeemable character from 13.
It's my boy!
Look at him in all of his beautiful glory. This is Sazh.
God, I love you.
I'm not even going to begin to pronounce his last name. This is Sazh. We all know him as Sazh. 3 and a green for a 3/3 human pilot. When he enters, you may search your library for a bird or a basic land card. Reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. Whenever he attacks, put a 1/1 counter on target creature, then double the number of 1/1 counters on that creature. That's like a pretty efficient stat line.
Yeah, he's fine.
Like,
the finding a bird is actually really relevant.
Yeah, you find Frocobo.
Yeah.
Or Traveling Chocobo.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, we know what you should get, but you should also get the 1/1 the 1 mana Chocobo. It's cute. The Frocobo is cute.
Frocobo is great, and we love Frocobo. We stand Frocobo in this household. Anyways, this is like a 4.
Yeah, 4's probably correct for him.
It just doesn't find enough.
Actually... Hey,
Tricky!
Welcome in, thank you! Appreciate you. Okay, so... I might actually have an argument for 5 here. So hear me out.
Okay,
so... He is an immediate, every turn, putting counters on something trigger guy, right?
Sure.
He's doing that.
Yep.
Birds are not great in mono green. So we don't, not there yet.
Oh wait, he can find Birds of Paradise. Okay.
He can't. No, more importantly, though, he does have the benefit of tutoring a basic is not strong enough, but it does incentivize me to play that card that says all lands in my deck are basics.
Sure.
So now we can start doing things like getting Gaia's Cradle.
That's pretty solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that's a good
and
card.
Also, maybe more relevantly, it lets me get Auron Reef.
That is also a pretty good card in this deck, yeah?
Yeah. And at minimum, he comes in, swings, like, assuming you're in a terrible, unlucky situation, he comes down on turn 4. Turn 5, he swings targeting himself. And then the following turn, he swings in, goes up again. So he's swinging for 9?
Yep, he would effectively be at 9, yes.
I think that's enough.
You're probably not wrong on that.
Like, I think it's just enough of a combination of effects.
And you're in mono green, so you can get him out pretty quick. To where it actually is a big threat. And giving him tramples, like, about or unblockable is piss easy, so...
He is a little disappointing for 4 mana, but it's just enough.
Anyways, incoming, like, top 5 most interesting commander in the set. As much as I hate Hope, this is Hope.
Fuck Hope.
S time. White and a blue for a 2/2 human wizard with lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent mills X cards, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn.
Man, fuck this guy. Anyway, it's an interesting build around. I'll give it that.
I was gonna say this is an interesting commander, Jason. As much as we might both hate him.
Yeah, I mean, double your life total, mill your opponent for free is kind of neat.
Yeah,
you could do that a few ways in mono white.
It's also each opponent, which is very relevant.
Yeah, I don't know how well the pieces, unless we were literally just saying I'm just going to turn life gain without me ever attacking, and that's just the whole plan.
Yeah, we're just turbo life gaining. We're not attacking. So about all we're doing. We're just milling. I mean, it's probably enough that it's going to get there at least a couple times. Like, this is definitely one of those commanders I know is going to win a game at least once or twice.
Oh, certainly. I don't think this is easy.
No.
Nor particularly good. It's honestly probably just a 3. But, like, it is an interesting 3.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe just the combo stuff is strong enough that it pushes it up. Because, like, you do just double your life total, maybe kill your... It's like, that's pretty good.
I don't know. You can chain... Feels like the wet dream of new to Magic players. 2 alternate playstyles for the low price on 1 dude. I mean, yeah. Like,
yeah,
the thing is, you can just... And why I'm going to give it the 4 is, you can just play basically mono white life gain, and this just happens to help you out more than it hurts.
Yeah. It will depend on some of the things, because, like, I see some of the cards that people are putting in the decks are just like, you know, oh yes, here's my Ruin Crab. I don't think you want Ruin Crab in this deck.
I don't think you play a single mill card outside of, like, the Waterstone that mills for an extra 4.
Yeah. Like, the cards I see in here that I'm like, okay, this makes sense, is the Instep Y'shtola.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Pretty good.
The Water Crystal, as you mentioned before. Brewback.
Yeah, those are the only ones I would put in. I wouldn't put a single other mill card in this deck. I would just play life gain. Just straight turbo life gain.
Yep.
And there's only, like, there's something to be said about let's pillow fort up, let's just play turbo life gain, and let's mill the hell out of our opponents. Which is why I think it's slightly below average.
Yeah, I think these are things that 2 different colors do extremely well. And really, this is a mono white deck that's splashing blue.
Yep.
So, all right, fine.
I know you hate. I hate him too, but like,
I'm so bad. I hate Hope.
All right.
How dare you have Hope?
But don't worry, we at least have a good Selesnya card coming up. We have Serah Farron, 1 green-white for a 2/2 that says, the first legendary creature spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 2 or more other legendary creatures, you may transform her. She flips into Crystallized Serah, that's an artifact. Still has the same cost reduction, but now is an anthem for +2/+2 to all legends.
Okay.
I mean, it's unimpressive. It's an alright Selesnya creature. Like, I'll give it that. The cost reduction is kind of massive.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of what enables you to just soup together as many green-white legendaries as you want to play.
Yep.
Green-white legends is a deep enough archetype that you can soup together 40.
Another Angelo moment.
It's fine. It's not good. It's like a 3, maybe a 4.
It's
honestly.
probably a 3. Wherever
It's
she's
just
at.
it's very unimpressive.
Yeah.
Not much of a build around, honestly.
No. I think in draft it's definitely a build around though. Sounds pretty fun.
Right. Oh yeah, in draft that seems great.
Yeah.
Seems super cool. She's here!
She's here. Hey look, it's Vanille. Cheerful to see. 3 and a green for a 3/2, sorry. Human Cleric. When she enters mill 2 cards, then return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. At the beginning of your first main phase, if you have both her and Fang, you may pay 3 black-green and meld them together. They then flip into
Well, that's not inconvenient at all.
Ragnarok Divine Deliverance. A 7/6 with Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Reach, Haste. When it dies, destroy target permanent and return target non-legendary permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield.
It's
okay.
It's okay. Unfortunately, it's very just okay. Yeah, you're just playing the green-black self-mill plan until Fang shows up in your graveyard and you go, ooh, get it!
Ooh, ooh.
Give me that! And then you make Ragnarok and go, look at how cool this is! And then it dies and you're like, yeah!
Yeah. It did a
The
thing.
goodness is that, at least the really nice thing is that, you know, with Vanille being your commander, you can let her... When Ragnarok dies, Vanille goes to the
command zone, you immediately get back Fang because she'll go into the graveyard and you just meld her again after the next turn. Correct?
Actually, you know what? This is one of those situations where I need to look at rules again. I don't remember if Fang goes to your command zone as well on replacements. No, because it dies, it goes to the graveyard, and then you do the replacement. It should be. You should be fine. Yeah. In old rules, that would have been a problem.
Yeah.
I'll have to double check.
I'm fairly certain it is. Dies. Vanille goes back. Fang stays in graveyard. And then you can immediately get her back. Wait a turn cycle. Have Ragnarok again.
Yes.
So once you get the Ragnarok, it is not hard to keep the Ragnarok.
Yes. Although, again, Ragnarok is really just a 7-stick with occasionally it dies and does a thing.
It has a bunch of keywords. It is not impressive.
Yeah, it's really not. It was cool when I got to do that in our commander game, but it's not that good. Yeah, Vanille's probably about a 4.
I mean, there's only so bad that green-black self-mill can get.
Exactly. Especially when your commander does, in fact, mill you. That is relevant.
Yep. Oh.
Oh, we having a problem?
No, I'm pulling up the next bunch of commanders. Don't you worry.
Okay.
Especially this one. It's Lightning, Army of 1. 1 and Boros. Wait, we gotta get the correct art here. There we go. 1 and Boros for a 3/2 human soldier with first strike, trample, lifelink. She has stagger whenever she deals combat damage to a player until your next turn. Anytime you deal damage to a player, they take double damage. Not to a player, that player.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Neat.
3 mana damage doublers. They're still pretty solid.
Yeah,
Notably,
first strike trample.
Notably, the first strike causes us to mean your combat damage is doubled outside of her.
Yep. Okay, maybe it's just me. I do feel like you kind of can get this off like twice in a game.
Yep.
And then you're going to struggle a lot to make lightning actually deal the combat damage.
Good in Tifa. I mean, I don't even know that she's that good in Tifa. Let's be honest here.
Double Tifa's damage.
I don't know that
it's
you.
okay.
I don't know that you need her though. Is the thing.
I mean, it's not if it was the first time, right? Yeah, I mean, if you can get double damage with... So if lightning can hit twice, that does mean that no matter what... Yeah, no matter what, you can one-shot. Both attacks onto... Well, you have to get the extra combat, though. So, if you already have a 7-power creature that's able to do... Or a 7-power Tifa, you can hit one player for 14 damage, and then hit the next player for... What would it be, 32 damage?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's cool.
Trekkie is saying Runless and Sazh, which is kind of hot, because you can almost one-shot the one person that you name with Sazh.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, that is actually pretty relevant.
Yeah. Doubling damage is localized to one player, so that's a little bit awkward. But again, First Strike Trample helps quite a bit with actually getting through for your damage.
And lifelink is a surprisingly relevant keyword. It's just the problem is she dies to a literal sneeze.
Yeah. I do see some people try to do like this whole storm thing with her. I don't think that works.
No.
It's a cute idea, I just don't think it's good. I think she's just a Boros equipment commander that, with, like, she's willing to play with a little more just aggro full down the equipment route.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of feels like another 4.
Okay.
It's there, but it's not impressive.
Speaking of there and not impressive.
Oh no.
We got Arden the Usurper. 5 black for a 4/4 Elder Human Noble. Demons you control have Menace, Lifelink, and Haste. He has Star Scourge. At the beginning of combat on your turn, exile up to 1 target creature card from a graveyard. If you exile a card this way, create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 5/5 black demon that has Menace, Lifelink, and Haste.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't do Shigenaris like throwing a Jumbo Cactuar on our graveyard.
That's okay. Also, just so everyone is aware, in case you weren't aware, we are going to do 14. 14 has enough commanders to do its own stream, so we're going to probably just have that be its own stream.
Yeah, but we might talk about a couple of them here, because we're kind of blazing through these, so...
Yeah, we're going fast. That said, Arden, this is one of my favorite commanders out of this set. I don't think he's, like, super good or anything. I just think he's neat.
He's got dapper art. Oh, look at this.
Got dapper art.
Look at this art, dude. Holy cow.
Yeah. So you know how that whole thing where we were talking about with, what was it, Absolute of Virtue?
Yep.
I think that's what it was called. How, like, you play this control game and then, like, your opponent plays one removal spell and you're kind of sad.
Oh, here's the
at least this guy gives you a body.
This guy gives you a 5/5 of anything in any graveyard. It's not just yours.
Yeah.
So when your opponent has their Jumbo Cactuar put in, then you get a 5/5 version of it.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Or, like, let me take your Aurelia real quick.
No. Let me borrow this real quick, Chief.
Yeah, this is kind of like my general view of this deck is you would play this as monoblack control mid-rangey pile stuff. Feels like an average deck, honestly. It gets, or at least it gets close to. It may be a 4.
It's either a 4 or a 5. I'm gonna lean more on the 5 because it can meme pretty hard.
Yeah, it just asks for a lot of mana, but like this is what casual commander in mono black just is doing anyway. It's not asking for much. maybe another situation of the commander is actually not that good. Support is actually just making.
Yeah, the support's just hard carrying it up.
Mm.
All right. We got Selfie Man himself, Prompto Argentum.
Lad number 1.
1 and a red for a 2/2 Human Scout with haste. He has Selfie Shot. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, create a treasure.
Cool.
I sleep.
Very much so. I don't know if he's given me enough to work with. It's 1 or 2. It's 1 or 2. It is not. It is definitely not 3.
I'm gonna put him at 2. He gets a 2 from me.
I don't know if I give him the 2. Like, I'm just saying, compare him to Lightning here and what Lightning offers.
True. Lightning at least temporarily draws me a card.
Yeah. It's a shame.
All right. We got Golos. Golos at home. This is Golos at home, right? This is
We
Gladiolus.
do have Golos at home.
This is Gladiolus, 4 red-green for 6/6 human warrior. When he enters, search your library for a land card, put it on the battlefield tapped. Then he has landfall whenever a land you control enters. Another target creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. This is just Golos at home.
It is just Golos at home.
Like,
this is one of the commanders I actually brewed for the set and have put in some work on. It's fine. It's a lot more balanced than Golos.
oh, 100%.
Like, 6 mana is a big difference from 5.
Not being
Not being
generic
an
mana,
artifact. Yeah, not being an artifact.
pretty big.
Not having just I don't know what to do, guess I'll spend the week.
I was
Actually
gonna
have to
say,
play to my game plan.
Not being all 5 colors is pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely Golos at home.
Yeah, honestly, I felt this was fine. Honestly, just tutoring any land and
Feel
then
like
having
it's
the
fine.
potential to do it again. It was a 5 for me. Like, it's, again, a little bit on the tail end of a 5. But it felt fine. Every time I was goldfishing the deck, I was just like, yeah, I'm doing stuff and I'm trying to do weird combos. Like, this works good.
Unfortunately, our signpost uncommon for Signet, or for Simic here, not so much. This is Ignis. He's come up with a new recipe for 1 green-blue. He's a 2/2. When he enters, you look at the top 6 cards. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped, the rest on bottom in a random order. Then he has 1 green-blue, tap him, exile target card from a graveyard. If it's a creature, you make a food. I sleep. This is so much better in the limited environment, it's not funny.
Yeah, like, okay, you ETB and ramped. My goal is to flicker you from this point onward. I'm gonna look. I'm not looking forward to this. How much are people actually trying to do food things?
That's all I would be doing. Let's be real here.
I have seen 1 card that says food and it's Peregrine Took. So,
Yikers.
we're doing okay. People are not trying to play this as just play.
Yep.
I wish it was better, honestly,
Like a 2?
because it is quite disappointing.
And the chances that this thing whiffs is actually pretty high in Commander.
Yeah, I mean, it'll hit a land most times, I think, but even then, it's just like, you have advanced 1 land.
Neat.
Hooray.
I play 2 mana things that do that and do it better.
Yeah.
Like I play exact same stat line, 3 mana things that also do it better.
Yeah. Correct. It's not impressive. The next card's a bit impressive.
The next card's been very impressive. There's Noctis, Prince of Lucis. 1 white, blue, black for a 4/3 human noble with lifelink. You may cast artifact cards or artifact spells from your graveyard by paying 3 life in addition to paying their other cost. If they would enter from this way, you put a finality counter on them. The big thing is if they would enter, they get a finality counter.
Yes.
We're making it so they never enter.
Okay, so this is going to be an important situation of... I'm saying now, the analysis for this is going to be skewed because CEDH has gotten a hold of this.
Over
50% of the decks listed here are CEDH decks, dedicated CEDH.
Yep.
It's not close.
Oh my god, we're even on Solemnity? Oh, that makes sense. That's my god. Yes.
There are 3 or 4 different ways of making it so that the spells you cast from your graveyard never enter or never have artifacts on them. Like Vexing Bubble, if you can cast a spell, but it never enters.
Yep.
Because it gets countered. You're just trying to cast 0-mana artifacts like Lotus Petal to generate Infinite Storm.
Use your Displacer Kitten to then also generate infinite mana with a mana rock out. Win the game.
Yeah. You need Aether Flux for these combos, though.
To win, yes.
Yes. And this is why I want to be clear on something here. Despite the fact that 50% of these decks are clearly CEDH decks, it is still 77% of these decks are playing Aether Flux Reservoir.
Yep.
So, even if you said we remove CEDH from the pool, over half of these decks are still playing Aether Flux Reservoir. So they're still trying to combo with it.
Yep.
So I can't ignore CEDH here. So, that's it.
Like a 7 base, if not an 8.
Yeah, even if you're just playing it was like the super fair, like I'm just gonna...
Yeah.
Like, Noctis has been pretty good. It's when you start abusing him, he goes crazy. I would do a split rating here. I would split rating, start on 7.
Okay.
And then say 7, 9, 7, 10. Probably 7, 9.
Probably 7, 9, but he's so close to a 10.
Because
it is not, like, as much as we're saying, oh, you need 3 pieces, it's actually really easy to set up those 3 pieces, considering you have 2 hands and multiple tutors to get them.
Yeah, I can't ignore it in the ratings, so...
Yeah.
And, again, over 50% of the decks are playing the Aether Flux combo stuff, so... Have Aether Flux combo, so there we go. Right. And that gets us out of 15?
Yep, we're on to 16.
Alright.
We have Ambrosia Whiteheart, 1 and a white for a 2/2 bird. With Flash. Whenever it enters, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. Whenever a land, and then it has the normal Chocobo landfall, gets +1/+0 until end of turn. It is about the most uninspiring card ever.
It is not a particularly interesting one. I do like these little white main lion effects. Big fan of them for like Pauper Commander. This will be a fun one to play with. Realistically, it's not really giving me much at times. I would say it's in the category.
The 1?
For normal Commander, yeah, it's a 1.
Okay, just want to make sure. You cut out halfway through saying 1, so...
Oh yeah, it's 1 or 2. It's a 1.
Okay. Hello, Wolfsbane.
Hello, Wolfsbane.
Don't worry, we've almost made it. I'm probably going to force Jason to talk 14, because we're not... We're making pretty damn good progress. We're only going to talk about like 2 or 3 cards.
Only 2 or 3? Okay.
We're gonna hit the big hitters, just in case we can't actually finish streaming before due to work jail.
Freaking work jail, man.
All right.
Lines up terribly.
We got Dion, Bahamut's dominant 3 and a white for a 3/3 human noble knight. He is a dragoon, and he gives all your knights flying during your turn. And then when he enters, he makes a 2/2 knight. He has 4 white. Tap him, flip him over. He becomes Bahamut, Warden of Light. Put a 1/1 counter on each other creature you control. Those creatures gain flying until end of turn. And then for chapter number 3, he has destroy target permanent, exile him, return him to the battlefield face up, and make another 2/2.
Yep.
Constructed, very good constructed card. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Commander, I mean, it's I guess.
Yeah, it's fine. I actually like the card. I don't think it's great. It's a very straightforward Knights Commander doing very simple things.
Yep.
You get a couple Knights down. You're able to swing with them. They have flying. You make them bigger when he transforms. About a 3. That's it.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
Alright. We got Jill. Shiva's dominant. When she enters, she's 2 and a blue for a 2/2 human noble warrior. When she enters, return up to 1 other target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. She has 3 blue. Tap her, transform her into Shiva, Warden of Ice. First 2 chapters are target creature can't be blocked this turn. And then she has, for chapter 3, tap all lands your opponent's control, exile her, then return her to the battlefield face up. To bounce another non-land permanent to its owner's hand.
He really does not do much.
No. Very solid 99 card I found. In these, like, blue-white flicker decks. Anything that says return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand is just good.
Yeah, it's solid. I'll give it that, but, like, man, I don't think I've seen a Saga creature I am less impressed with.
Yep. Exactly.
And, like, I still think tapping all your opponent's lands is actually not terrible.
It's just the first 2 chapters are so meh.
Yeah.
Like, they're so meh. To the point where I'm going to.
Yeah. 2 is probably correct. It's a lot of text for a 2.
I think it's a good, pretty solid 99 card in these, like, control flicker games, but...
Yeah. It's okay. It's just not, it's really not much.
Mm-mm. Yeah. But don't worry, we got a spicy one next. We got Clive.
Get the good art. Get the good art.
Yeah.
Come on. Where's my thumbnail? Oh. There he is.
My god, dude. We got Clive Ifrit's dominant 4 red for a 5/5 human noble warrior. When he enters, you may discard your hand, then draw cards equal to your devotion to red. And he has 4 red. Tap him, exile him, flip him into Ifrit, Warden of Inferno. Chapter 1 is he fights another target creature. And then he has 2 for chapters 2 and 3, add quad red. And then if he has 3 or more lore counters, exile it, return it to the battlefield face up to discard your hand and draw equal to your devotion to red.
Draw a lot of cards, man.
You draw so many cards. Jason, so me and my friend have been brewing this deck. We determined that there is actually a surprising amount of ways to maintain red mana in your mana pool.
There's like 3 cards that do it at this point, yeah.
Yeah. That, and there's a lot of discard synergy in mono red.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this deck's pretty fucking good. Like, unironically, pretty solid.
Pretty easy to just dump your hand, then fill up. I really hadn't given him that much thought, because he, again, didn't seem that interesting, but... You get two wheels out of him?
You get 2 wheels, you get a lot of mana out of him. Like, a lot of mana. You get a fight with a 9/9, which is already pretty good. It's a very good removal spell. He's just efficiently statted and draws you a lot of cards. Like,
I don't know why my brain keeps forgetting this guy's a 9/9, not a 6/6.
Yeah.
It's big. It's actually huge.
It's a large lad.
Yeah. Huh. Is it good enough for average?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
This is like one of the very few mono red commanders where I'm like, huh, no, this actually is cooking. We actually have something here.
Am I just gonna be on a mono red bend this whole set? Like,
yeah.
There's like 6 mono red commanders I'm looking at.
If we didn't keep getting mono red discard cards, it wouldn't be impressive. But we keep getting mono red discard cards.
They really want to build up that archetype.
Hey, I'm here for it.
Same.
Give me something to do in mono red, because I really don't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
that's fair.
We got Torgal, a fine hound. 1 and a green for a 2/2 wolf. Whenever you cast your first human creature spell each turn, that creature enters with an additional 1/1 counter on it for each dog and/or wolf you control. He has tap, add 1 mana of any color.
He's okay.
He's fine. Very good 99 card, and specifically Sisay, and fuck, I'm blanking on the damn werewolf commander's name.
Oh, Torval?
Yeah. Very good 99 card on his own, not impressive.
Torval and Torgal. Neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great, Commander. It's okay, though. A 2-mana mana dork with upside. It's something. It's just not a lot to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 3?
Probably a 3.
It's at least consistent. About all I got, though.
Yep. Alright. We got good statted creature in Boros, number 37. Joshua Phoenix is dominant. 1 red-white for a 3/4 human noble wizard. When he enters, discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. He has 3 red-white, tap him, flip him, into Phoenix, Warden of Fire. Chapter 1 and 2 is deal 2 damage to each opponent, notably Phoenix has lifelink, so you will gain 2 life as well. And then for Chapter 3, it is return any number of target creature cards with total mana value 6 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, then flip him back over into Joshua.
Like, okay, again, not like the most powerful card, but I really like this card.
I like this card a lot. Like,
I want to ult this man.
Yep.
Like, I want to just play my guy, try to flip him on the following turn, return some stuff for value, and just keep doing this. Not too terribly unreasonable that you will be able to do that.
you know what? I think I know his home. Boros hate bears.
Honestly, yeah. Like, do you remember that? Was it Queen Caleb and Krug?
Yep. That's
Yeah,
the
where you can
exact
just
deck
do,
I was
like-
thinking.
Yeah, it's very similar to the play patterns you would want. Although Phoenix probably, like, it kills people better, but, you know, Kayla's just so much faster. It's just, you just do the same thing over and over every turn and just gonna keep pumping out stuff. You'll win eventually. That's what we're here. Like, okay, we're comparing to Kayla.
I think this is worse than that.
Definitely. Queen Caleb and Krug, we have as a 7. I think she is actually maybe a 6 at this point, but pretty good. Although her support is now a 10.
Yes.
She's very flexible.
She's fallen off a little bit, but not by much. So
Enough to do change the rating or leave her at a 7.
I don't know.
It's
You're
close.
cheap. You're efficient Boros creatures that are like really good, just keep getting better. So
it will only improve.
Because like, I'd just leave her at a 7.
Yeah, all right then. So Joshua, there's your upper end.
Yeah, there's your upper end. Your lower end is you're a 3-mana 3/4 that ETBs discards 2, draw 2. Just still solid. I mean, there's only so bad that like discarding 2, drawing 2, and like flickering that so many times can get you, right?
True. I kind of lean towards this being a 4.
I do too.
Okay, cool. Is there anything else in the support category we may want to try to consider, or for the time being, do we want to just say, you know what, you're doing a cool thing, buddy, keep doing that?
You're doing the neat thing.
Yeah, it's very interesting how much it really is. They were like, Boros is the discard colors.
Yep.
Which is just very neat. I like it.
I'm here for this. Anyways, I'm not here for this. We got Ultima, Origin of Oblivion for 5 generic mana. He is a 4/4 god, flying. Whenever he attacks, put a blight counter on target land. For as long as that land has a blight counter on it, it loses all types, all abilities, and has tap, add a colorless. Whenever you tap a land for colorless, add an additional colorless.
Okay, so we are pure colorless, big ramp.
Yep. Kind of what I'm
Not
hearing.
new. Does also have occasional land hate. I mean, honestly, more than likely it's just land hate. You're just going to keep attacking your opponent's lands with this thing.
Yep, I would never put it on my lands at all, because my lands are already tapped for colorless.
Yeah. Not an artifact.
Nope.
God, also an awkward type for Eldrazi-related shenanigans.
Yep.
But you do just come down and be a Forsaken Monument.
Yep. 5 mana for
minus the
Forsaken
combo part.
Monument. 5 mana for Forsaken Monument is kind of still pretty good.
I mean, it's just big mana, but it's good big mana.
It is.
Like it's.
I would argue
it's
this
one
is
of
the best colorless big mana deck we have.
Compared to even like Juladoc.
Yeah.
Ooh, things beats out Juladoc.
I mean,
That's
5
interesting.
mana compared to 7. You're gonna get this down, and then you can start just slamming your big spells. Because you now have 10 mana on your next turn, more than likely.
Okay. Well, I guess relevantly first then. So we currently have Juladoc and Karn Legacy Reforged both at 5s. Are you saying this hits a 6, or are you saying that those ones are rated?
No, I'm saying that every single one of them's a 5. He just barely slightly edges them out.
I see. Okay. Got it. Haha, I tricked you into reaffirming all of their ratings.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Where the hell is he? Hello? Am I blind? I might just be blind.
Did we set him down somewhere randomly?
I hope I didn't. I might have.
No, don't look like it.
Nope.
Nope.
He may not have been in the list that Jason gave me. Oh, there he is.
I mean, he's on the list. Okay, there.
He's
He just doesn't look like a...
Just got the weird art. He doesn't look like himself.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't look colorless. Okay. Sure. All right, then.
Since we haven't been going on for 2 hours yet, I'm going to force Jason to talk about a couple of 14 cards. We're going to hit exactly...
We have to talk about the mono-red one that I want to talk about, then.
We're talking about that one. We're talking about one of the cat waifus.
Sure.
And then we're going to talk about my lad. My 5-color lad.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'm fine with talking about that. And honestly, I would also like to talk about Spite Incarnate if we can.
Yeah, we can do that too.
That's a weird one.
Alright. We got Rabon, Bull of Alamigo. 1 and a red for a 2/2 human warrior with ward, pay life equal to his power. Whenever he attacks, attach up to one target equipment you control to target attacking creature. Once again, this is part of Jason's 5-commander mono-red equipment deck.
Yeah, legitimately, there's like 5 different commanders in this set that are good mono-red commanders, and I don't know which one's the best. This one gets around the equip costs, and all it has to do is attack. That's pretty good. Let the equipment do the value.
Like, look, I've seen this thing kind of run rampant in Standard. It's pretty fucking good. It looks very good.
Yeah, honestly, this is probably a 5, maybe a 6. I lean towards 5.
I lean towards a 5, just because it's mono-red.
Yes.
But...
like, at least it's getting around the weakness, one of the big weaknesses of mono-red, which is the equip cost, which red is not quite good at doing compared to the other ones. So, yeah.
What is the other commander you wanted to talk about, Jason, before we get to my team?
Xenos.
Alright. Of course.
Xenos. Whatever his name is.
Got Xenos Yay Galvis. 3 black for a 4/4 human noble warrior. He has My First Friend. When he enters, choose a creature an opponent controls. Until end of turn, creatures other than Xenos and chosen creature get -2/-2. And then whenever chosen creature leaves the battlefield, you transform him into Shinryu, Transcendent Revival, 8/8 dragon. As this creature transforms into Shinryu, choose an opponent. Whenever the chosen player loses the game, you win the game. That's some pretty spicy text.
This is a lot better than working with, what's his face? The
Ramses.
Assassin's guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a lot of setup. This is not super easy to do, but when you do it,
You do it.
it feels good. It's super easy to pick some creature and just kill it.
Oh,
you can literally just pick a 1/1 and bowman it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. You're just turboing out the 8/8 for 5 mana.
Yeah,
that's what you're effectively trying to do.
The dream is to ramp, Forbidden Orchard, give my opponent a 1/1, play out Xenos, kill it off on the following turn, transform, then just boom, hatred, win the game.
Yep.
Mono red, just average value, fine stuff, like,
yep.
Cool.
Mono black, just good, generically good things.
Yep.
Win the game.
Probably just because of how good that is, of like, you just get to shut down one person super hard and call it a day, it's probably an average deck as a result.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And notice, I don't care about the fact that it gives all my opponent's creatures -. That's just nice if it does.
I just think that part is neat.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, cat girl waifu time.
Oh boy, cat girl number 1.
Cat girl number 1, it's the important one. You stole a Knight's Blessed for 1 white, blue, black for a 2/4 cat warlock with vigilance. At the beginning of each instep, if a player lost 4 or more life this turn, you draw a card. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, you stole it deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. This is totally not easy to abuse or anything.
You don't even have to abuse this. So the game that we played against it, the thing I keep forgetting about this card, it's each instep.
Each instep draw a card is what it actually reads.
Yes, that's really important because, like, you may sit there and go, oh, well, my opponents are going to lose. You are not always the center of attention of your opponents, right? They will just swing at each other, and you will draw a card.
Oh, and by the way, if you lose the 4 life, you also draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
It's a player. It's not just... She loves everybody equally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she encourages you to play decent removal that would cause you to lose life. It means, like, everyone's losing 2 life, but again, it doesn't matter that much. Just go punch somebody for 2 damage and then cast a spell, and there you go. You drew a card in the instep.
I got asked how to build this. I said, we're playing Affinity.
Sure. That's funny. This commander's really good.
She's just really good.
Yeah, I lean towards 7. How do you feel?
Oh, easily. Because here's the thing. I fucking hate this precon, and I would say that the precon is, like, the second best one just because your Stoll is there. Like, she hard carries this thing.
Yeah. Actually, with looking at Noctis right next to her, I'm kind of like, I almost like more. Like, maybe they are still in the same tier. Like, I'm like, are you an 8?
Man, she does just draw a card every turn, and then has the upside of, like...
She's not fast, but you're playing Esper. That's not the point.
Yeah, you're just... Man, I think she is an 8. She's just so good and so efficient.
Yeah. Alright. You're the 8. You don't have to build around her for it to be good. Just let your opponents play the game. Goad them. That's hilarious. Right. You can play this as just a goad deck.
She's fucking trying to eat cards off my desk. God damn it. Fucking cat. That's what I get for not giving her attention. We got a Simic lad here. The Wandering Minstrel. Green and a blue. For a 1/3 human bard that says lands you control are untapped. He has the Minstrel's Ballad. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have 5 or more towns, make a 2/2. That's all creature types. Elemental, that's all colors, not all creature types. Then it has 3 and Wooburg. Other creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is the number of towns you control. Alright, so I effectively see the second 2 paragraphs here as flavor text. And this says 1 and 3 for Spelunking, and I think Spelunking is a phenomenal card. What do you think, Jason?
I think this is Spelunking, and that's all I really need to care about.
Like...
This enables a lot of jank combo things.
Notably,
it's just good value.
Notably, it is not a trigger, which kind of not as much jank, because we cannot manipulate it like Amulet of Vigor.
Yeah.
But also, like, there is something to be said about 2 mana, everything enters untapped. We can now play the best budget deck of all time.
Yep.
Like,
Wolfsbane, you're right, Wolfsbane. Guilds, you just play your gates.
Yep.
This is your default gates commander, and I mean...
You play gates, you play, like, the couple of towns that actually are relevant. I mean, this guy's just really, really good.
Yeah. I do think that playing him as a gates... or playing him as a generic lands commander is the best thing. Playing him as generic gates is honestly pretty solid. And playing him as towns is a weakness, not a benefit, even though he has this whole thing that cares about town.
That being said, when I built the deck, we were at 21 different towns. And, like, the towns aren't the worst. They're just guild gates if you don't have Maze's End.
Yeah. Instead of having Maze's End, you have an activated ability on your... Yeah, maybe it's fine, you know?
Yeah. I was going to say, I think at worst, this is an average deck.
Oh, I was thinking more than average. I think it's above average.
Sure.
I would maybe do a split rating on him for, talking about how much you do for, like, towns versus other stuff, but I think it's a 6.
I have Keen in my roster. I'm genuinely so split whether to scrap her for this guy as my new Gates commander. I would absolutely do it. I think just strictly this is the best Gates commander because you have access to all 5 colors.
Well, okay, so genuine question. Do you care about spice or do you care about making the deck more effective? If you want to make the deck more effective, yeah, play the Wandering Minstrel. It's gonna be a little boring compared to Nine Fingers Keen because Nine Fingers Keen just does a really cool thing to look for. I can't win with Maze's End, but I can draw a bunch of cards.
Yeah, you can. But also,
So-
like, we get to every single ramp spell is now a nature's lore, except it finds any land.
Yeah.
Like, there is something to even be said about that, where it's like, well, my rampant growth normally sucks, but now it's a nature's lore, but better.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, this guy's pretty good.
Yeah, no doubt. All
Just
right, I think I
grinding
wanna
that mazes and win. This guy takes the cake. Plus all the bounce lands go dummy. True.
All right, I think people will probably want to hear this one, so I do think I want to get one more in there.
This guy? Okay, I'm down. This one right here. Or not that one, right?
We're probably thinking of the same commander, but I am going to be curious now.
Well,
Let's see if we get there.
I didn't know if you want the pre-con one, because he's also pretty spicy, or the main set one. Because the pre-con one breaks timing restrictions.
That's true. Let's just do both.
Okay.
All right.
All right, we got Emmett Selch Unsundered. 1 blue-black for a 2/4 Elder Wizard with Vigilance. When he enters or attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 14 or more cards in your graveyard, you transform him into Hades, Sorcerer of Eld. He's an Avatar 6/6 with Vigilance, and he has Yogg's Will as his text box.
Yep. Cast cards from your graveyard. If they would go to your graveyard, they go to exile instead.
Me and Jason have played enough Legacy and CDH to know how good Yogg's Will is. It's a very, very, very powerful card.
Yeah. Card's really good. Or at least the effect is really good. The process of getting there is a little awkward.
Mm-hmm.
And with it being just kind of random.
Yep.
On what you get. Little tough. Still, though, good commander. Definitely above average.
Yeah.
Boy, I love Traumatize. True.
Yo.
This is the set for Traumatize myself for value.
Dude, I'm here for it. I like traumatizing myself for value. Yeah, I think he's an easy 6. Easy 6.
That's the thing. I definitely think he's a 6. Maybe can jump up to that 7. I don't think he quite hits the 7 for me, though.
All right. You ready for the best commander out of this bunch? By
Yeah,
like
go for
quite
it.
a bit. We have Emmett Selch of the 3rd Seat. 2 blue-black for a 3/4 Elder Wizard. It says spells you cast from your graveyard cost 2 whole less generic to cast. Whenever one or more opponents lose life, you may cast target instant or sorcery from your graveyard. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Do this only once each turn. Notably, yes, this does break timing restrictions.
Yes. Your opponent can fetch land and you cast Damnation.
Yep. That's not at all what we're doing. We're doing very degenerate things with this card.
I don't know how degenerate you're going on. It's honestly... Because, like, the once per turn clause is really relevant. But, what's caught your attention?
You know, just the normal breach the multiverse for 2 less mana. All of this CDH stuff here. That's very lovely and nice.
Yeah, sure. Those are good. I'll be honest, I do really like the, my opponents can't... I just have to ping my opponent for 1 on their turn.
And I just get something really good, like, oh, I can just cast a Demonic Tutor. Double Tutor.
Yeah. That was another funny Devil's Judgment deck. We got so many good Devil's Judgment decks. I love this. I think it's a cool card. Like, neat effect. Really like what it's doing. I think
just
it's just a value deck, but
any deck
like
that
it.
breaks timing restrictions automatically has the danger radar going off.
I don't think it goes up that high though. I feel like it's a deck. Like, it's good. You think it's better than average, though?
I think it's better than average. 2 cost reduction is big.
I agree.
So,
That's only things from Graveyard.
Sure. I cast it once for its normal cost. I then cast it. I have cheaper flashback.
Yeah. Or just, whatever wheels that you do, because you could just wheels with this deck.
Yep.
Bowman wheels is actually very good here. Not that you have too many wheels to work with, but you do have a good number.
Yeah.
Alright, sure. I'll give it a 6. It is benefit of the doubt for me, but I accept. You have like one build though.
You have exactly
no
one
flexibility.
build. You are
the
playing,
tiniest bit of flexibility.
You're playing wheels, Bowman, a bunch of CDH stuff, and ways of making people lose life. But your payoffs are we're slamming a Breach the Multiverse on one of my opponent's turn. That's pretty hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
you can do some really cool, really interesting things with this. I like it.
This is just Gale. The Gale plus black background again. Except not as powerful. How many harmonized Jumpstart flashback cards make a difference here?
It's a good question.
That is actually a pretty good question.
I don't think there's too many that like immediately come to mind. Like I really want to. Like, for example, I don't think increasing ambition, even though it's a triple tutor, I think it's still too expensive for my liking. Trying to think, like, we got some bounce spell, or like you can do like Silent Departure. Think Twice is a good card to have, but
Think Twice is really good.
Yeah, it's just like, it's 3 mana, draw 2 is what I've managed to accomplish.
But Jason, what if I stock up, and then on my opponent's turn, stock up for 1 mana?
See, that's good, right? And that doesn't have the harmonized jumpstart or flashback part. And that's the cool thing about it. I don't think you need to care.
I don't think you care about it. The only thing is you will play Lear that gives everything flashback. And then it gets a little crazy.
Quick question, who's better, Tidus or Yuna? The Yuna cards are just generally better in my opinion.
I mean, I will say I think main set Yuna's better. But as for Commander deck, I think Tidus is going to be better in a lot of games. Because Yuna, Yuna a lot of the time will just sit there and kind of do nothing. So,
yeah. And then we have the main set Tidus that we can literally forget about that card. That card just doesn't exist.
Yeah. Did we put it at a meh or bad?
I believe we put it at 2, didn't we?
Okay, cool. I didn't actually put it on the list yet, so I was just kind of guessing.
Oh.
And I already forgot about it, so.
That's fair. Yeah, we put it at 2.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure. Make sure we get it in the right place. Anyways, we're going to finish this up. Too bad. Next time, even the monokiller ones require us to actually talk about cards. So, that's why we kind of wanted to save 14 for its own thing.
Yeah. There's a lot to talk about with 14.
It's just I know that people will be fiending for their cat waifu here. They would have been fiending for it if we didn't talk about her soon, so...
Yeah. And as we mentioned before, work jail is coming up for both of us, so it may legitimately be a couple weeks to a month before we can revisit this in a stream setting. Yeah. We may be able to do an offline recording at some point, but... yeah, I'd rather do it on stream.
I'd much rather do it live. Fuck it, we do it live.
Fuck it, we ball!
So anyways, to recap, Y'shtola at 8, Noctis at 7, Yuna, Hope of Spira at 6, Tidus at 6, Wandering Minstrel at 6, Emmett Selch, both varieties at 6. Those are our top commanders out of this little, section. Overall, Final Fantasy, very, very good commander set. Actually, surprisingly very good constructed set, too. It's just people haven't actually caught on to it yet.
Yeah. I really like the set. This is one of the few Universes Beyond that just fits for me. So, I'm cool with it. And I am glad to see it. Honestly.
Yep.
And we got so much to talk about with 14.
Like, I'm sitting here looking at even, like, these pre-con cards. I'm like, damn, I actually have to talk and put brain power into this.
Yeah, there's only about 20 more to go, right? Because we've managed to knock out a good number of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 21 more to go.
Like, even... Especially this fucker right here is going to require some brain power.
Mhm.
So...
Alright, well, thank you again, everyone. Appreciate you coming out. Being able to work with us on this. I'm so glad we are so close to done. We are...
Yep.
I believe we have done 141?
Somewhere
Of the
in that
commanders?
range.
Yeah, I believe it's 141. So, a lot.
We're
A lot
almost
has been done.
We're almost there. We're only like, surprisingly, we're only going to probably end up being an hour behind Tomer, who didn't even give thought to all of it.
Hey, he gave it his thought in his own time, you know?
Now look, I appreciate Tomer for everything he does, but like,
oh, absolutely.
My God, I could not even begin to think about doing that for 5 hours straight.
Yeah, he was firing. He was going fast.
I appreciate him. 3 streams in a week is sick. Yeah, I would love to do this more often. Unfortunately, this has been a week where I haven't had much to do at work, which is few and far between.
Yeah, I weaseled out of having to do overtime today, so
let's go. Big. I didn't have D&D today, which kind of sad, but also pretty big.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, all right. Thank you all once again. We will see you sometime soon. Check out the YouTube membership if you want to join. Give us some money. We appreciate you. We'll get videos out to you early as well. Enjoy that.
Yep.
In the meantime, I'm going to bed.
Good night.
Night.